This episode of Tekzilla is brought to you by HostGator.
Hey, it's time to get our HD Nation on. First up in the news department, Sharp is going Retina? Let's take a look. Last week, Sharp Electronics announced that it had begun producing the world's first LCD panels that incorporate IGZO semiconductors. That's indium gallium zinc oxide semiconductors. Now, IGZO allows for even smaller thin film transistors. That's a key component in all LCD panels. Basically, they're going to enable, quote, increased pixel transparency, thus allowing for lower energy consumption. Or, another way to say that is, brighter displays for the same amount of energy consumption. Take a look at some of the specs they're showing off in this press release, actually. The one that caught my eye right off the bat, they're going to create a 32-inch 4K panel. That just kind of blew my mind with 140 pixel per inch. They also, pixel density, and they also mentioned some other display technologies too. Now, this tech isn't really all that new. Sharp and other companies have shown these prototypes before, and this includes other companies like AUO, LG, and Samsung. And if we look right here, here's an example of a current LCD panel on the left using standard TFT technologies that go into an LCD. Compare that with the new panel on the right, effectively operating at the same energy envelope, you could say, but it's producing a much brighter picture because of the increased transmissivity of the panel, and it allows more light to go through. It effectively becomes a more optimized.
This is about really reducing energy consumption on mobile panels, and to a lesser degree on full-sized, living room desktop panels.
Totally. And the other thing, if you think about the release of the new iPad as well, one of the things they had to do to make that work with the higher pixel density was to increase the battery pack on it so they could effectively double the backlight. What this technology will allow them to do is essentially get that backlight back down to the standard brightness it had while maintaining that high resolution. And if you combine that with some other technologies that Sharp is working on, in particular something called ultraviolet induced multi-domain vertical alignment technology, that's UV squared A, that essentially it allows Sharp, when they're laying down their crystal materials, to precisely align each individual molecule of the liquid crystal material. What this allows is really kind of cool. One, if you can align all the crystals just right, when you go to shut them all off and block light going through the LCD panel, you'll get super dark black levels. That's something most LCDs have a problem with. Also, that alignment layer, when it's open, allows the transmissivity of more light through the panel, just giving you basically more efficiency. So for the same backlight level, or if you increase it, you're going to get basically more light through the panel no matter how you do it. This is pretty cool stuff, and I really want to see one of these in my hands. That 32-inch 4K screen has to be one of my favorites right there. And of course, this leaves everyone just to speculate what Apple might do with it. Macworld and PC World are both showing off speculative columns based on, here's what we think Apple will do with the new display technologies. It could go into something like an Apple TV. Or the good folks at PC World are talking about how, again, this seems to be right up the line with what Apple wants in a display technology. And you can see that now that most of the manufacturers are experimenting with this technology. We're going to see everyone kind of jumping into this.
So the iPad 3 is the iPad with the Retina display with reduced power consumption, so they double the battery life.
They had to. But if Apple could have had their way, they probably would have used the IGZO technology in the iPad 3. You could see this going forward into the next tablet designs just to increase efficiency. Getting more basically bump out of your battery life is really what it's coming down to.
This is a good thing.
Always.
Yeah.
And at a press conference last week, Samsung Electronics indicated that they would be providing specs, pricing, and other details about their upcoming OLED HDTV. That's essentially their organic light emitting diode set that they showed off at CES, and they're going to be releasing more information about this coming up at IFA conference taking place in August in Berlin. It's going to be pretty cool. SlashGear and TechOn have both been showing the details about what they expect to see. And we've been waiting for more details about this panel for quite a while, and that's pretty cool that we're actually going to get information about this come August. However, the article hints that there's something even cooler as far as display technology goes that Samsung's going to be introducing that goes beyond what they're going to be promoting with their OLED panel. So here we have the ES8000. They're going to introduce something else before August that's supposedly even a step up from this. That's not the OLED panel. It's all rumor, but still. It's pretty interesting. I'd be curious to see.
We wait with bated breath.
Seriously. I was already excited about OLED. Now I'm curious to see whatever this next TV is going to be coming up this summer. So, pretty cool stuff.
If you want something right now and you have a PS3, Amazon Instant Video, which I'm excited about because I am a Prime subscriber, is now available on the PlayStation 3.
Heck yeah.
How'd it turn out?
I am pretty darn impressed. I'm a Prime member with Amazon, and if you go here under the TV and video services on your PlayStation 3. You can add the new service. You'll see it listed right there under the available tiles. Amazon Video Prime. The setup for this is actually very similar to what you're going to do with a Netflix account. You'll actually get a cool code, and you'll take it to the Amazon webpage where you then enter that code, a la right there, and then that will essentially link your account on your Prime account to your PS3. The nice thing about this really is that it saves you from entering a bunch of account information, passwords, and other info with a virtual keyboard and a console controller.
Right.
This is a lot easier. So let's just jump right into it. Amazon Instant Video. Pretty cool. I have to say, performance, quality, selection, it's pretty impressive. If you've ever used the service before on any other platform, the one thing I had high hopes for with having it on the PlayStation 3 was just better performance for the interface. You're not waiting on a slow Blu-ray player or the sluggish chipset in an HDTV, not this one, but others that could interfere with how easy it is to navigate through the interface as we're taking a look at right here. Everything from instant Prime videos, of which there are about 17,000 of them that are available for free, unlimited watching for Prime members.
Basically, if you have Prime membership, the videos with the little Prime tag on the corner, those are free. Other stuff you got to pay for.
Totally. Okay. And I tried it all out. And this also includes access to the popular broadcasters, as well as kids content, other categories as well. Movie-wise, had a good selection of lots of different things. I tried searching for older titles, newer titles. It also gives you, new releases.
Very similar to iTunes in terms of the window of availability for a lot of stuff, it looks like.
Is it? Excellent. And, I gotta say, playback, though, for me was pretty good. At HD quality, let me just throw something up here just to show it in the video library. HD quality will come out as 720p 60 from the PlayStation 3, add up to 5.1 channel sound. Overall, the experience was pretty darn impressive. I think if you're looking at this on a very large, big screen, 1080p, either projector or, here, let me just resume. Actually, No Country for Old Men might be a little harsh to throw up on the screen right now.
But what's seen?
But the quality was exceptional. I was comparing this directly with Blu-ray content playback. I was going between this, The Big Lebowski, No Country for Old Men, some other titles. A lot of these titles I was looking at too, I realized didn't have a lot of motion in the scenes, so it might not be best representation for the performance of the streaming technology. But clarity, audio quality, I was pretty impressed. This was certainly way more convenient than going for a Blu-ray disc and shoving it in the player. I could just sit here with my game console and just access it as such. So I'll go ahead and launch another movie right here to take a look at The Big Lebowski. I was surprised it was actually there and in HD, and as I mentioned, 720p 60 playback, it's pretty good. But when I got into actual navigation through the movies, it was a little quirky. One, if I start to scan forward or back, you'll look at the bottom, it goes up to 128x forward and reverse. However, there's no thumbnail preview, and all I can really do to figure out where I am is just to look at the time code. And that to me was a little annoying, especially if you're used to something like Netflix on the Xbox 360, which has really spoiled me in terms of it providing thumbnail views and taking advantage of some of the more, taking advantage of all the controls available on the console itself. So the controls are there. Yes, I can navigate through my movie. It's just not as clean and easy as I would like it to be. However, this is the first attempt at this software package, so I'm expecting they'll be updating this on a regular basis. The software internally is already up to version 1.01, so on day of launch they had a minor tweak to go with it right there. But overall, if you are a current Amazon Prime subscriber and you own a PlayStation 3, there's really no second thought about this. Just go ahead and check it out, because you have access now to a lot of good Prime content that you might not have access to otherwise, and it's just yet another way to get some IPTV into your living room on a system you might already have, or to take better advantage of hardware you already own.
Do you think it's going to be exclusive, or do you think it's going to show up on the Xbox 360 soon?
I'm hoping it does, actually, because having them go back and forth and see, oh, which console's doing it better, that just is good for us in terms of competition and really taking full advantage of the hardware we have available today. I mean, I know you have limitations in terms of your Blu-ray players and your TVs in terms of how good the software can be, but on game consoles, it's pretty unlimited. These are small computers, and they should be really doing their development and showing off the latest and greatest features of these types of IPTV delivery systems on hardware like this.
The man is excited about video on consoles. Coming up next, well, we're going to talk about how to find missing product keys before you rebuild your system, some cool tricks you can use. Right now, though, let's take a moment to thank one of our sponsors. Looking for a place to launch a blog or a website? Are you frustrated with the so-called customer support at your current hosting provider? Check out HostGator. They'll get you up and running in minutes, and the plan starts at just $3.96 a month. And that's a pretty great deal because you get top-rated 24/7 customer support, access to tools, including a website builder with over 4,000 templates, and HostGator will even migrate your current site over for free. HostGator servers are 130% powered by wind energy. It is tree-hugging, happy green web hosting. Unlimited disk space, unlimited bandwidth, a 45-day money-back guarantee, and $100 in Google AdWords credit to market your website. This is a great deal, and it gets better. Because you're a Revision 3 viewer, HostGator is going to give you 25% off your order or your first month for free. Go to HostGator.com and enter the code TekzillaHD when you check out, and you're going to score a great discount. HostGator.com, TekzillaHD is the discount code. Do us a favor, support Tekzilla by supporting our sponsors like HostGator.
I just want to look pretty.